Okay. We are back. We are back. All right. Let's give people a minute to show up. See how people are doing today. Thank you, Owls. I appreciate that. Welcome in. For those who were back at our first Twitch stream in a while, thank you. We are back there. We're doing pretty good. How you doing, Tyrant? How you doing, Harry? How you doing, Ethan and John? What is the average lifespan of an elephant seal? I have no idea. That is probably the most off-topic question I have gone at the start of a stream that I have ever done. So nice job, John. Today's question of the day, or theme of the day, is who has the saddest backstory? How you doing, Dio? How you doing? Who else did I miss? I know I missed somebody there. Future Trunks definitely has it's a sad backstory. I'm not gonna give him the saddest, but it's definitely most of his comrades, allies are dead before, when he's not even born or when he's a baby. All he has left is his mom. He loses his best friend. Pretty much has his world is torn apart and under constant threat. You already know Gyro up there. Yes, I think he is. How you doing, Mr. T? Welcome back again. You were here yesterday. Harry, thank you for the rose. Guts, of course. Here's the thing. I do not read Berserk. I watched Berserk, and Berserk's story up until the eclipse is what I know of. And that is sad. But it's not the worst thing I've witnessed. Meliodas and Elizabeth. As tragic as Meliodas and Elizabeth's story is, I think Meliodas as a character just kind of, I'm not the biggest Meliodas fan, so I think that subtracts from how much that story really makes me feel bad. I don't think he's evil, but I'm not a huge Meliodas guy. Zuko's backstory. Zuko's not the saddest. It's sad, but not the saddest. Ian Wright. What series is he from? What about Chopper? Chopper is look, I'm not saying it's not sad at all, but Chopper's not even remotely close to being the saddest I've seen. Even in One Piece, he's not even remotely close. Isagi 100% getting his lucky pork cutlets after his match. Truly traumatizing. You know what? True despair is having someone touching your food. Anas, thank you for the ice cream and the cat. And the hug and the cake and is that a squirrel? I think it's a squirrel. And the live sign, and you're just sending thank you, Anas, just sending every kind of gift. Would you say Itachi? No. I would not say Itachi's even close to being the saddest. Is it sad? Yes. Is it gonna be the saddest? No, not for me. Okay, Brooke is the saddest. Brooke is very sad. Brooke, I felt something. I felt a lot watching that. It's not the saddest, though. Anas, thank you for the rose and the cake and whatever else I missed. There's a lot of little gifts there. Let's see. Mahito, the evil Yuji took candy away. Oh, yeah. No, Mahito's getting no empathy from me. He's not getting a single bit. Why did I choose your username? I'm a fitness guy who likes anime. Mighty Otaku. It just fits. Akainu or Law. Akainu does not. We don't even know Akainu's backstory. And Laws is sad. Laws is sad. I will give you that. But I don't think it's the singular saddest. Who has a sadder backstory in One Piece? Kuma. Kuma. I'm giving it to. I know he's off screen on the TikTok filter. Only YouTube can see him, but Kuma easily. So you haven't seen Guts' backstory when he was... Yeah, no, I've seen that. They covered in the anime. I'm aware of what he went through. It's not the saddest thing I've seen. There is worse than that. Am I white? Yes. Brooke over Kuma? I can't. I can't. Brooke is sad. I'm not trying to take away from that. But Kuma's... No. Kuma's was so bad, I had to take a couple of weeks off from One Piece. I had to stop watching for a bit. Let's see. Let's see. Scar. Which Scar are we talking about? Are you talking Scar from Lion King? Are you talking Scar from Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood? Which Scar? Kakyoin was sad. I don't know enough about Kakyoin. Like, I know who he is. I actually don't know much about their story. So Scar from Brotherhood? Okay. Sad, yes. The saddest? No. Like, I can feel for the guy. And what do I think is the saddest background? What do you mean by background? Like, background imagery? Then I don't feel anything. Like, the visual imagery does not make me feel sad. Scar from Lion King. Then I'm not really too sorry for him. I mean, like, I guess I could feel a little bit sorry, but not really. To be fair, probably Billy Butcher or Kuma. I don't know Billy Butcher, but Kuma, absolutely. I have not seen Billy the Butcher. Nagato, I would agree, is it's rough. Nagato's story is rough, but not rougher than Kuma's. Kuma going through all this and still being exactly. Kuma has always been the ultimate good boy, even when going through nothing but pure hell. Yeah, Kuma. Kuma's my pick. Guts or Kakashi? I would say not. Well, definitely not Kakashi. If you want to pick Guts over Kakashi, fair enough. Okay, but no, it's not gonna be Kakashi. It's not gonna be Kakashi. Nico Robin? Nico Robin is sad. Yes. It's sad. I think there's multiple characters in One Piece who are much worse off than Nico Robin. Example, Naruto, no. No. It's not Naruto. I will die on that. Yeah, it's definitely not Naruto. You can say he has a sad backstory, yeah. All right, I can give you that. But the saddest? Absolutely not. Not even close. Are there rules? Absolutely not. No. You are entitled to have your own opinion. There are no wrong answers. I may disagree with your answers, but you're allowed to have them. Chopper had a sad one. Sad, yes. Not the saddest. How you doing, Raj? What do I think is the sad? I've already said multiple times. Kuma. Thorfinn, no. I can empathize with Thorfinn. Because, like, yes, spoiler warning for Vinland Saga. Spoiler warning. Like, yes, he lost his dad. Yes, he went through a lot of trauma. Went through war and loss and, like, anger, the whole journey of anger and revenge. Yeah, that's not even close to the saddest. Not even remotely close. Will I be doing horizontal live or no? No, because my stuff doesn't get shown on YouTube Shorts anymore. So there's no point in putting my content there if no one's going to see it. So I'm just going to do it here. Maybe not saddest, but Naruto's parents dying at the start of the series and the whole village. Yeah, like it's sad, sure. Like, Naruto's story is sad. There's just much worse. There's just much worse than dead parents and, your village not, treating you poorly. It's rough. It's very rough. But, again, thank you, Jacob. I think Itachi had it worse than Sasuke. I would say, like, the thing is, I lose empathy for Itachi because he did a lot of horrible things to Sasuke that he did not need to do. Like, did Itachi have to carry the burden of killing his clan and, like, killing a lot of people he really cared about, his girlfriend, his parents? Like, yes, he had to commit serious atrocities for the sake of the village, but he also went on to do terrible things which were not needed. Death Note's ending is sad. I do not find Death Note's ending sad at all. Not even the tiniest bit. Not even sad at all. Light was a piece of human garbage. He deserved what he got. He should have had it worse. I do not feel bad for him, even the tiniest, not even a sliver. I was actually laughing at his death. Naruto had it worse than Law. I mean, yes, I could argue. I think you can make the case that Naruto had it worse than Law. I don't think Law's the worst either. I think Law's is sad too. What if Roshi wasn't a pervert? He'd be a lot better. he'd be a better character. And he does go through an arc in Super where he tries to like where he removes his desires. There's a little like that little sequence before the Tournament of Power. Elmo has the saddest backstory. I actually don't know Elmo's backstory. Sasuke's backstory is the saddest. I don't feel the same way. I think it's, again, he, had his entire family massacred, betrayed by his brother, who he cared about more than anything. Felt isolated, alone, and judged by his village. Even though he was still, praised for being, Uchiha, who's extremely gifted. It's not the worst. Dr. Doofenshmirtz. You know what? Sometimes I do feel bad for Dr. Doofenshmirtz. I don't watch the series, but I probably know why you're picking him. Are you watching the One Piece live action season 2? I haven't started yet, but I plan to. Zuko's uncle. You mean Iroh? I mean, Iroh does go through some tough times. It's not going to be the saddest backstory I've seen. Sorry if the light kind of sucks in here. Just really, it really messes with the green screen. Why don't I like Yagami? Because he's literally human garbage. He is literally an awful human being. How I understand liking him as a character. You like his writing. You like how he appears. You like what he does. You can like the character. I think as a person, he is awful. He's awful. Did I buy an actual green screen? No. Why would I buy a green screen? That's ridiculous. You think this is... No. Zuko, I'm not giving it to Zuko. I personally would not. Zuko's got a fantastic backstory. I think it's brilliantly written. Same thing with Sanji. I think it's very well done. Both are sad, by the way. But the saddest, period, full stop, no. Definitely good backstories. Guts being mentioned several times, even though I don't think he's the number one worst. I also don't know the entirety of Guts' backstory, but I know most of it. What do I think of the One Piece live action? I have not started season 2. I liked season 1, though. I did like season 1. I haven't started 2. Saddest death, Tondros. No. Tondros is definitely not the saddest. No. Not even the part of the discussion. Do I ever root for the villains? I rooted for Meruem in Hunter x Hunter, so sometimes I do. Or if I really don't like the hero, or there's times where I'll root for the villain. Sometimes I vote for Hisoka. Thoughts on Aqua and Ruby Oshinoko? I haven't seen Oshinoko yet. Aang's backstory, definitely not the saddest. Yes, he was frozen in time. Most people he knew growing up are dead or were murdered. So, Aang's got some tough times. But I think there's a lot worse. He was unfrozen by really good people. He has Appa, he's got Momo. He ended up, discovered by Katara and Zuko. He had it a lot better than a lot of other characters. The Electric Brothers had a sad story. Who were the Electric Brothers? Which series is that a reference to? Let's be real, Luffy had the worst backstory. Not even close. Not even. That's so not close. That's insane. King from One Piece. King from One Piece. I don't think he's that sad. No. If you're talking One Piece, you got Kuma, you got Kiros, you got Brook, you got Law. Kakashi, Hatake. No, it's not. He's not the saddest. Not even close. Even in Naruto, Kakashi's is nowhere close to the saddest. If you're picking Naruto character, how has nobody said Gaara? You guys are naming Naruto characters. I see a bunch of Kakashi. I saw some Nagato. Gaara? Come on. Gaara. Saddest death easily what happened in chapter 231 of Chainsaw Man. I have not read into Chainsaw Man. I watched it. I'm watching it. So you went the Elric. I saw Electric. I didn't. You meant Elric brothers. So Edward and Alphonse. I don't think theirs is the saddest. Honestly, not even close. Sad backstory, sure. Great backstory. I loved it. Saddest, no. Yes, their mother died. They paid a consequence for trying to bring her back to life and did suffer for it. But you know what? There's worse things. You started reading JJK? Excellent. Oh, Darlie Lamptey. I can't say I recognize that character's name. Where is that from? Saddest backstory is Eren Yeager. I don't think he's the saddest. I did finish the anime. I don't think it's the saddest. Honestly, didn't feel too bad for the guy. I mean, like, I guess I could empathize a bit, but not too much. No, you could pick. Other. I know it's. I think on YouTube I wrote saddest anime backstory, but you can pick any fictional character of your choice. Really, it doesn't have to be anime only. Kaneki is low-key 5 saddest for the week-long torture. Torture is rough, but you know what? A week of torture is really not that horrible when you compare it to other things that we've seen. What about Nina from Full Metal? Okay. Nina's like, I still wouldn't pick her either. Like, sad, okay. Like, if you're just naming characters with sad backstories, I'm not really disagreeing with any of these takes. At least, maybe one or two of them are just like, where's this coming from? Most of them are sad, but like, saddest? No. Kaneki had torture, but also literally changed species and was forced into cannibalism. Like, yes, that is rough. I still think there's a lot worse. It's bad, don't get me wrong. Like, being mutated and tortured and having your nails ripped out and all that. That's not fun. That's not a good time. Simba from The Lion King, definitely not. Disagreeing with that one. That's not even close. I said Eren. I would not say Eren. Like, Eren, sad, sure, but still not going to be up there for me. Like, I think some people are going to empathize more with him than I did. I didn't connect with him that much. Kuma, yes, I agree with Kuma. Kuma, that's my pick as well. That's why he's up there. Well, on the TikTok chat, you can't really see him. On the YouTube chat, you could see him. OG Dragon Ball characters are perverts. Watch. No, there's a lot of normal characters in OG Dragon Ball because I watched OG Dragon Ball multiple times. You have a couple of perverts, but not too many. Nagato is pretty sad. How come no one's saying Gaara? I see a lot of Naruto characters. Where's the Gaara? Where's Gaara? Come on. Todoroki. Toya Todoroki specifically. I would not take Toya as my number one. Rocket. Which Rocket? I know of one or two characters named Rocket. Which Rocket are you referring to? Itachi. I don't think he's the saddest. I don't. I lose a lot of empathy for Itachi after he does horrible things to Sasuke. Like, okay, Itachi did some, was forced to do some really traumatic stuff. He also does terrible things, which I don't forgive him for. Similar deal to. Do not put Itachi. No, Itachi is not the same thing as Kuma. Itachi is not the same thing as Kuma. Those two are so radically different. Itachi was in a situation where he had to kill off his family to prevent a war. Terrible stuff. His parents, his girlfriend, his best friend. Like, I get it. Also goes on to torture his brother beyond in such an incomprehensibly cruel fashion repeatedly. Nah. I'm sorry. Itachi's not a good brother. He's a piece of garbage. Like, great character. Love his character. Love his writing. Cool. He's cool. I lose all empathy for him. Then Kuma, I think that'd be heavy spoilers for a lot of you guys if I said Kuma's whole backstory, but it is rough. It is rough. It's rough enough that I had to take a break from One Piece when it came out. Guts, plenty rough, but I only know up until the eclipse, and when he had a flashback as a kid, we saw all that. I don't think it's anywhere near the worst. New background, I change the background every time we change the topic of the stream. Should I start Naruto Shippuden or Dragon Ball Z? Dragon Ball Z is a lot shorter than Shippuden if you're not skipping filler. So if you just want to get through a shorter series, but both are good, by the way, I'd probably say Dragon Ball. Josuke, because if he wasn't saved by the Pompadour guy, we wouldn't have part 4. That doesn't make it the saddest backstory. That doesn't make it the saddest backstory. Shin from 86. I have not yet started 86. I will be there soon. Oh, okay, so, Rocket from Guardians of the Galaxy. That Rocket. Okay, now I know who you're talking about. Yeah, his is not pleasant. It's not pleasant. I definitely feel for the guy, I feel for him. He's still not topping Kuma for me. It's bad. Dabi, if we're picking one of the Todoroki family, then I'd probably go with Dabi over the others for saddest backstory. but he's not going to be the saddest in Hero Academia form. Wait. Saddest in Hero Academia? Probably Eri. Probably say Eri. He killed his whole clan and couldn't tell anyone. Yeah, I mean that is bad. No, I'm not saying it isn't. Yeah, it doesn't take away from the sadness of this. Yeah, if we take into account the good deeds then Kuma Death has. I mean, Kuma's. Here's the thing. The thing is, it's not about the good versus the bad and like how much empathy you have. It's just who has the saddest backstory. I think the morality of their character will cause you to feel more or less empathy. I think Kuma overall went through more than Itachi did. Like, Itachi had to do terrible things, and he definitely carried that with him. I'm not saying he didn't. But I feel like Kuma struggled, like Kuma was carrying a lot more for a longer period of time. Vegeta Loki top 5? I mean, okay. So Vegeta, he was forced into servitude, had his home planet destroyed, had his race virtually exterminated, had his father killed, and had to serve the person that did all this to him. I don't think it's going to be top 5. I mean, that's all really bad. That's all really not so pleasant. I feel for the guy. I do. I can't help but like understand how he ended up the way he was for a while. I think you could argue Nico Robin's backstory is sadder than Law. I mean, I think you could argue that, yes. I think you could make that case. I mean, both are sad, but I think you could make the case between Law and Robin. That would be fair. I could go either way, really. Law and Koro Sensei. I mean, Koro Sensei, I can't say Koro Sensei was more sad than Law's back. If we're talking backstory specifically, I think I'd give it to Law there. Actually, I would give it to Law. You just started watching Cyberpunk. I find it really fun and it's really dark too. Yes, it is. And if you just started, hold on to your hats, because if you think it's dark on the first episode or two, it's only going to get worse. I mean, I haven't finished yet, but it does get worse. Vegeta really didn't care about his planet blowing up. The thing is, just think about what that does to a person. Like, even if you're not the most empathetic, emotionally attached person, think about the entirety of your homeland being completely erased. Your father is murdered, and you're forced into slavery by the person who took away literally everything that you know. He was crying when Frieza killed him on Namek. So not to forget Majin Vegeta. I mean, Majin Vegeta was more like he wanted to return to that state of being free of emotional attachment, because being emotionally attached is difficult. It's difficult, especially when you're just used to not having to worry about anything but yourself. He has to live with his killer being alive. Goku preventing his revenge. Black Frieza. So I haven't gone to the whole Black Frieza arc yet. I do know of it. I know roughly what's coming, but I don't know all the details because I haven't read it. I do watch it though. My internet is kind of tweaking. That's all right. That's okay. We're actually expecting a storm here. We're expecting a storm here. So if the rain comes in and the power goes out, don't be surprised. Right now it's not raining yet, but we're expecting a storm. My toy soldier, because it's been through 5,825,936 world wars. That's a lot of wars. That is a lot of wars. El should have won, I agree. Resurrection of Frieza probably hurts him because Goku had to kill Frieza when Vegeta had... Yeah. But did Vegeta really care about revenge in that particular moment? Or is it just about Vegeta, enjoying the battle and seeing Frieza defeat, him having his shot? Was it really a revenge thing at that point, or just him being able to, just the gratification of showing that I am better than you? Let's see. He had him down on the ground and had completely destroyed the... he completely bested Frieza. In that moment, Vegeta had completely bested Frieza, 100%. Future Gohan absolutely clears in the Sass backstory in Dragon Ball. My only argument for, someone mentioned Trunks, is that because, spoiler warning for future Trunks' timeline in Dragon Ball Z. Uh, future Gohan gets killed, which means Trunks is left all alone past that. So he has everyone else is dead. He has only thing he has is his mom and his best friend, and then his best friend goes and dies too. So it's like, yes, Gohan had to go through the process of losing Piccolo, Krillin, Goku, everybody. He had to lose everybody. Trunks didn't have to go through that same loss. But now Trunks is left virtually alone in a dying planet where like no one else can help him. And like I kind of could go either way with Gohan or Trunks in that situation. Future Trunks spent years eating cat food. So like that's the thing. Like Trunks was left alone. Like Gohan had that. Like Gohan had to go through the loss of like losing everybody, but Trunks had to go through a greater degree of like isolation, solitude. He had no one to rely on, no one to depend on. There was no one else coming because everyone else was dead. I think Kuma, I agree. Jiren's backstory was nowhere near the saddest. It's not even close. Even in the universe of Dragon Ball alone, it's nowhere close to the saddest. Again, you could pick Vegeta, you could pick a number of Dragon Ball characters well over Jiren. Could Dragon Ball be your favorite anime? For me, could it be your favorite? Yes. Could it be mine? No. It would not be my favorite. Favorite food? I'm a foodie. I like everything. I enjoy virtually everything that exists. All of Trunks' effort was literally pointless, and his entire timeline got wiped regardless. We're talking about the whole Zeno thing. There's that. Trunks never really could catch a break. He really couldn't. A lot of people saying Guts, and I think that's a fair pick. I just don't think it's the worst there is, but I think it's fair if you pick him. Hyakimaru. I don't think. Wait, who is Hyakimaru? Naruto. I'm not picking Naruto. Even in the world of Naruto, it's not Naruto. Even in the world of Naruto alone, it's not Naruto. You could pick Nagato. You could pick Gaara. I'd personally pick Gaara. Do I watch Dexter? I mean, I know Dexter. I don't watch it much. I've seen little bits here and there, and it didn't really grab me. Dororo's MC is called... Okay, that's why I have not yet started Dororo, and that's why I didn't know that. Okay, fair enough. I haven't started Dororo yet. I've been busy catching up on other things. I've been marathoning Pokemon, Sasuke, but not that. Yeah, Sasuke is sad, but he's not the worst. I low-key don't know what is the saddest for me. I know for me it's Kuma, because there's not many stories that require me to take an extended leave from a show, especially when I've been watching that show for years. Denji top 5, including the manga events. Okay, including the manga, I can't speak on that. I can't speak on the manga because I'm not there yet. You have the saddest backstory. Jeez. One Piece build. One Piece is stacked with horrific backstories. Like it's just trauma after trauma. I'm not saying it's always gonna be the worst, but it gets pretty bad. Hunter x Hunter is about. So it's the MC is named Gon Freaks. His father leaves him behind to go off and pursue his career of being a hunter. And what that means is you have to pass the hunter exam, and there's different kinds of hunters who, gourmet hunters and rare artifact hunters, historian hunters, beast hunters. Like there's different categories, but it requires a very specific skill set at a very high level. And Gon wants to know why his dad chose being a hunter over actually raising him. So Gon goes out and aims to become a hunter himself to not only find his dad, but learn why he chose that path. Itachi had the saddest backstory. I disagree. I also lose a lot of empathy for him after all the things he did to Sasuke, which he did not need to do. Kuma's backstory genuinely messed me up. Like, it actually affected me deeply. Like, that doesn't happen to me. I'm thinking about trauma. It's most definitely Kuma, Bonnie, or Law. I'm taking Kuma over both of them. I think Bonnie's going to be closer to Kuma than Law is. Law's is still bad. Like, Law's is not a good time. It's not a good time. But if I had to list them, Kuma, Bonnie, Law. Let's see. What anime kind of is kind of like Claymore? I haven't seen Claymore yet. I know what it is. I just haven't started. is One Piece a masterpiece, if not one of the greatest written literature of all time. So, like, I think One Piece as a story is 10 on 10. Like, as a story, 10 on 10, brilliant gem. Is it the greatest anime I've ever seen? No. The anime has a lot more problems. I think if we're just looking at the story itself, the world building, the characters, all of that, then yes, I think it's a masterpiece. What character backstory made you want to dry heave in sadness? I don't really get to that point, but the saddest backstory for me was Kuma's. I don't reach that emotional state like ever. Try to watch Garden of Sinners. I haven't yet, but I've heard of it. I've heard good things about it, or at least some good things about it. Libe, Asta's Devil, low-key terrible. So, like, I understand, like, Asta's Devil is definitely not a happy time. It's definitely not good. But compared to some of the stories here, I don't think it's nearly as bad. Being kicked out of your own race sounds really bad. And I'm not saying it isn't. But, yeah, I think there's worse. Optimus Prime has a really sad backstory, in my opinion, if you think about how many loved ones he's lost. So I know about Optimus Prime only from the movies. I know there's a lot more lore to Optimus Prime than I know. So I can't pretend to be an expert on that. Guts has the most sad backstory. From what I have seen at this point in time, I don't feel that same way. I think it's plenty sad. A lot of people have said Guts. I just don't line up with that at this point. What anime to watch similar to Dragon Ball? Most adventure shonens. Hunter x Hunter would be a good one. Naruto would be a good one. Pretty much any, like, mainstream adventure battle show. Like, Dragon Ball was wildly influential in shaping the modern battle adventure shonen. So, like, I'd probably say Hunter x Hunter. Ilia had it worst out of all three routes, in my opinion, and worse than Kuma. She was killed each route. Ilia. Is there a full name there? Future Trunks. We've already gone over Future Trunks a couple times, so I'm not gonna keep giving the full speech. But yes, I agree that Future Trunks definitely had it very rough. I won't say it's the most sad, but Thorfinn's backstory. Yeah, so like Thorfinn's backstory, someone's mentioned it at least once so far. It's sad, just not the most sad. So I agree with you. Oh, Ilia from Fate. Okay. I don't think she has it the worst. I've seen her time. I've seen her story. It's not up there for me. Kaneki from Tokyo Ghoul. A few people have mentioned Kaneki. And again, being tortured, mutated, cannibalism, all that rough stuff. Not great. I just think there's definitely worse. Also considering it wasn't over like that long. It wasn't like very prolonged. It was a very unpleasant week or so. But I think there's worse. Guts and Boa's look. Boa, yes, was abducted, forced into slavery, did some terrible things, forced to eat devil fruits for other people's entertainment. There is worse in One Piece. There's far worse than Boa. It's not pleasant. Like, she was deeply traumatized, still is deeply traumatized. But who also, somewhat was able to heal from that thanks to Luffy, because he didn't care about her past at all, and that made her fall in love with him in the first place. But still, not going to be the saddest for me. Hyakimaru, I'm not sure if I feel that same way. Charlos, yeah, no. Charlos deserves trauma. I will never feel empathy for him. Guts is getting plenty of comments already. What anime to watch as a kid? Not like Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, So, okay, a kid-friendly anime that's not too disturbing. How about Beyblade? The original Beyblade. With Tyson, Kai, and like Mikey. Max, Tyson, and Kai. Yeah. What was it? Kai? I think it was Kai. Yeah, I think it was Kai. Those guys are awesome. The original Beyblade is great. Brook had all of his friends die, true, and was surrounded by their bodies for 50 years. It's true that Brook's backstory is one of the most tragic that I've seen. It's up there for me. Laboon, okay, Laboon had it bad, but not as bad as Brook. Brook had it worse than Laboon. What's your set? Well, it's just a multivitamin mixed in with water. Shigaraki up there too. I don't have Shigaraki up there. Not for me. Like, is it again? He's another case of sad but not saddest. I don't think he's like top. The most depressing. Okay, so I do not think Beyblade is childish. Why is Beyblade childish? It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. Okay, Soul Eater. Metabots. You know what Metabots? Because Metabots is literally like robot battles, but like human-sized robot battles. You're not in giant mechs. It's like you think you have like a partner, like a battle partner, and it's a robot that you could swap out their parts and stuff. It's really cool. Let's see. What anime has the most gore? Hellsing Ultimate. Definitely Hellsing Ultimate. Itachi, I've already gone over Itachi a number of times. I lose empathy for him. Hunter x Hunter is decently kid-friendly with a lot of depth. I mean, depends how kid. I mean, depends on what kind of kid you're talking about. Because to me, 15, 16, 17, you're like, that's all children. Like, most of you guys are kids to me. If we're talking like 8, 9 years old, probably not. Isn't Berserk kid-friendly? Yeah, Berserk is very kid-friendly. Okay. No, it is not. No, it is not. Another decent child-friendly anime is Digimon or Yokai. I haven't seen Yokai Watch. Digimon, absolutely 100%. Digimon is great. I stand by that. From Vagabond. I have not read Vagabond, so I can't comment on that one personally. Sanji's is sad. It is sad, for sure. Just not the worst. It's not the worst in One Piece, I'll tell you that. If you haven't gone there, it's not the worst in One Piece. Good Night Pun... Okay, good... Fair pick. Good Night Pun Pun is a fair choice. Fair choice. I won't fight you on that. Joey from Yu-Gi-Oh! Is tragic. I mean, he gets a lot of bad luck, but I don't think his backstory is really that horrible. Like, it's got a couple of sad-ish moments here and there, but nowhere near the saddest. Like, not even close. What anime has the best animation for me? Unlimited Blade Works or Violet Evergarden? What anime has the best animation? Toya from MHA. Not going to be up there for me. It's sad, yes, but not going to be... If we're talking Hero Academia, I would go with Eri. Kuma or Koala. Koala? I'm not... Why is Koala up there? I don't think Koala's up there. Kuma, sure. Vermelli from Vermilion... Okay, Vermilion Gold. I don't know that one. Yuji in the new JJK spin-off series. Okay, so you're talking Modulo. I haven't gotten to Modulo. I'm just going to wait for the anime to get to that point. I'm watching the anime now. I'm almost up to date. I just started the newest episode. Haven't finished it yet. Itadori is not that sad for me at this point in time. Koala got trafficked to the... I still don't think Koala is going to be worse than, than Brook or Law or Kuma or Bonnie or these characters. I don't think she's going to be up there. Guts' end story is sad, but his backstory, even all that, it's not even all that sad. Guts' backstory, I'm aware of like the betrayal and the SA and like all the killing that goes on. Like I'm aware of it. It's bad. It's definitely it's not good. It's very clearly not good. I just think there is. In my opinion, I've seen sadder backstories. What about Vinland Saga? Some say it's life-changing. I didn't find Vinland Saga life-changing. I think it's fantastic. I think it's a great series. I recommend it all the time. But life-changing, I didn't feel that way. Let's see. Not the saddest, but Mira's backstory, the forced wedding arc. I mean, I get. Okay, if you're just saying sad in general, okay, fine. That's fine. That's fine. Let's see. One Piece has the worst backstories. If we're talking about like the saddest backstories, I think like on average, yes, probably just statistically, which anime carries the most sad backstories, One Piece is probably it for me. The bulk of the tragedy of Guts' story is the development of plot after the eclipse. So, like, I have not seen far past the eclipse. In the anime, it goes up until, like, the Berserker armor, which isn't very far into the series. So, like, I don't know how much worse it gets from there. And that's more, like... Well, that's more his current story than his backstory. It's like, But I haven't gone there. I said just that in general, a def not on par with like I can't put I cannot put Sasuke and Kuma in the same sentence. I cannot put Sasuke and Kuma in the same sentence. Brotherhood is up there. I don't feel the same way. I don't feel and I love Brotherhood. Brotherhood is it's a brilliant show to me. It's a masterpiece to me. I do not think the Elric brothers' backstory is nearly as sad as many others that have been mentioned today. Just thoughts of anything. That's perfectly fine. Let's see. Orihime got it. Okay, I don't know what that's about. When I started Cyberpunk today, I got jump scared by the questionable scene in episode 1. I'm trying to I remember episode 1. I watched it not like 2 weeks ago. What about episode 1 made you jump? Just curious. Kuma's backstory is the saddest. I agree. Let's see. Who has the saddest backstory in One Piece? Kuma, for me. Fillers in OG Dragon Ball? The fillers in OG Dragon Ball were not soul-crushingly devastating. I don't feel that way. And I've seen Dragon Ball multiple times. He's talking about the brain dance. Yeah, that didn't bother me. That didn't really bother me, really. Crying over Naruto is a childhood rite of passage. I wasn't a huge crier. When's the last time I cried to Naruto? Maybe I didn't cry during the OG. I think maybe I did when Gaara, spoiler warning for the Kazekage retrieval arc in Naruto Shippuden. I think maybe I did when Gaara died. Maybe, kinda. Last time I cried to Naruto was Pain in Naruto's conversation. I did not cry to that. I know that for sure. Let's see. Guts to end the story. Or you already. Yeah, you've already said that you don't find Guts' backstory all that sad, and I don't agree with you. I think it is sad. I just don't think it's the saddest. Shinji Eva, I don't know who that is. Devilman Crybaby, I haven't started. I don't know if I will start it, to be honest. Yona of the Dawn. Wait. Oh, Ya Anchor. I don't think I've seen that one. No. Gohan, future Gohan should win. Who doesn't agree with that is not a human. I disagree with you. I think future Gohan is a great pick. I think that you're allowed to have a different choice, but I think future Gohan in general is a good choice. I've already gone over that exact example multiple times today. I think it's great if that's your choice. Pochita's story is sad. In general, yes, Pochita's story is sad. I just think I think Denji's is going to end up being worse than Pochita's. Wolfgang Grimmer. Wolfgang. Well, it wasn't that sad for me personally. I enjoyed Devilman. It had a really good plot twist. Excellent to know. What's the sad backstory of Guts? Even I just know how the sad the end of Guts is. So that makes it sound like Guts is dead, which I'm pretty sure he's not. Even though I'm not reading the manga, I'm pretty sure he's not dead. Let's see. So Guts, orphan, essayed, used as a slave, forced into a lot of situations where he had to kill to survive. Goes to work as a mercenary because that's the only thing he can do to get through it. And he's pretty much just a battered, bruised, and abused kid with no one he could trust or rely on. Stuck in horrible war times, and the only thing he can do to survive is fight. Pochita spoilers. So don't post spoilers. I would appreciate you not posting Chainsaw Man spoilers in chat because I'm only watching the anime and I'm looking forward to the next season. Zabuza is sad, yes, I would give you that. You might find this surprising, but Makima has quite a sad backstory, but I don't like Makima, so I'm not sure how much I would care. Maybe I will end up caring. But at this point, I don't really care about Makima. Any shonen where the MC dies permanently? So yes. Yes, there is. You can watch Platinum End for example. Well, that's a spoiler, isn't it? Spoiler warning for Platinum End. Yeah, people die in Platinum End. Can you make like a game if I think Itachi? Uh, can you make a game if you think Itachi death happy emoji, future Gohan sad emoji? I'm not able to do that from like a TikTok. Like I'm not able to I can't set that up on this stream, unfortunately. Are you acoustic? No, I'm electric. Denji is a pretty sad low key. I know it's sad in the anime and I know it gets sadder in the manga, but I'm just not up to date on the manga. 25th BAM from Tower of God. Tower of God does get pretty sad, and also obligatory screw Rachel. She's awful. Kick her off the tower. I think Thorfinn's backstory is as tragic as it gets. I don't think it's even remotely close. Like, it's so not close, it's not even part of the conversation. Is it sad? Sure. It's sad. Tragic as it gets, it's so far from being part of the discussion, I don't even know where to begin. Like, it's just not. It's really not. You have Gaara, you have Nagato, you have Kuma, Brook, Bonnie, Law, you have Guts, you have Madoka Magica, you have there's infinite number of characters who are suffering infinitely, like the most horrific timelines you can imagine. Just, it gets so much worse than, father murdered and war and, killing people. MHA, yeah, if we're going MHA, then Eri's my pick. If we're talking in general, then no, but for MHA, then Eri, yes. Denji genuinely gets 1,000 times worse by the current day, and I'm not looking forward to that experience. Banana Fish I haven't seen, but I've heard good things about the show. He didn't get to avenge his father, so? Yeah, but did you not understand the entire second season? Is that letting go of revenge. I have no enemies. Seeking peace. That revenge gets you nothing. That's the message that's being pushed, that's being taught after that. When he realizes that it got me nowhere. He missed his chance, and even if he got it, it wouldn't have changed anything. That's the whole point. Do you know fact about Dragon Ball that fans don't know about? Do I know a fact that most fans don't know about? Probably. I can try and think of one. I did a recent video that, explaining how the androids aren't even androids because they're the android, well, at least Android 17 and 18 were not, they were originally human and still maintain their human form, so with technology inserted into them. And then there's Dr. Gero and Android 19, which were human, but then they turned themselves entirely into, machines. There's no biological material really left of them. They became entirely robots, so they're different models. And then Android 16 was he was also built from scratch. I'm telling you to drop Chainsaw Man before you genuinely become a depressed husk. That's not going to happen to me. That's not going to happen to me. Let's see. So basically, they're cyborgs. Yeah. At least it depends on which Android model we're talking about, because they're not all built the same way, but Android 17 and 18, yes. What do I think about Eren? I don't really care for Eren at all. He's okay. Not a fan. I'm more of a Erwin Smith person. Chainsaw Man alley panel was mad cringe. I don't know what panel you're talking about, because I only watch the anime, so unless there's a scene that I'm just forgetting about. Let's see. Don Quixote. No, I do not feel. No, Doflamingo does not have a sad backstory. He does not. He's just an awful person. Doflamingo is just an awful, awful human being. Interesting backstory, well-written backstory, but no empathy for me. Greatest leader in anime? I guess it depends who you want as your leader. I would choose Meruem as my leader. End of series, Meruem. How to watch anime and TV without Netflix Crunchyroll? So you could easily. Do you have a laptop or a phone? Because you could use You can connect your phone with a broadcast thing to your TV, or you could just plug your laptop into the TV and then just stream it that way. Let's see, Homura Akami. What series was he from? Guts from Berserk was pretty brutal. Yeah, many people have chosen Guts, and I'm not trying to disagree with that choice. I'm just saying it's not my choice. Kiss Anime is still a thing, I'm pretty sure. I haven't used it in quite some time, though. Just go on Incognito tab and search watch free anime. I think the thing is they wanted to watch anime on their TV. It wasn't just watching anime. They wanted to watch it on their television. And I was explaining how to connect a device to their TV. Thorfinn pursued his peace of mind in season 2 because of how generationally tragic his backstory is. Like, I'm not saying his backstory wasn't tragic, but like, he went through a life of constant suffering and pain and war, and like, that did not bring him anything. It got him nowhere, and he decided to change. Like, he realized that the only road truly forward was to have no enemies, I don't want to fight. I don't want war. You are not my enemy. We can walk. Like, we don't have to take from each other. Like that. It's that evolution in Thorfinn's character that makes it so beautiful. I loved it. Kaneki was rough, but not the worst I've seen. Itachi, I lost empathy for him. Asta is low-key one of the happier ones in recent shonen. Honestly, like, Asta is not a happy backstory, but, like, he was adopted by a church full of loving people who actually cared about him. He has a best friend who actually fully supports him and believes in him. I'd say Asta, like, watching him makes me feel good. Watching Asta makes me feel good. Lucy from Cyberpunk Edgerunners. Lucy is, I think I know all of her story by now. I'm like halfway through episode 8. It's not the worst. It's not pleasant. It's definitely not pleasant. Upcoming Devil arc is tragic, but Asta before it was quite happy. I mean, I'm looking forward to the Devil arc very much. I know it has to have some sort of darkness to it. We're talking about like an invasion of the strongest beings in the verse. So some bad stuff has to happen. I was just going off your question. Yeah, no problem. No problem. You're just going off my question of backstory. It's perfectly fine. Tomura Shigaraki accidentally killed his entire family with his power due to neglect. So like, that's really not all the details there. You probably haven't finished the final season if you think that's exactly how it played out. Dragon Ball Super Gohan isn't even near Gohan potential. I would agree. Kale Voss from Fire Fist. I have not seen Fire Fist. I'm sorry, there's a few series here I haven't seen. Do any shows have MC that die? Yes. That die, and then a new MC is introduced after them. I'm trying to think. I know of anime where the MC dies, but where the MC dies and is replaced, I don't know off the top of my head. Guts. I mean, yeah, Guts a lot. I think Guts is the most popular pick of the day. Meliodas from Seven Deadly Sins. He had to watch. So like, here's the thing. I think with Meliodas, I lose a lot of my emotional impact for him because of just how off-putting his character is a lot of the time. Not saying having to rewatch your the love of your life die over and over for all of eternity isn't terrible. And you're destined to find her over and over again, so it's like an endless cycle. I'm not saying that isn't a horrible concept, but like, just some of the things he does makes it really off-putting. But like, I get the idea of it being terrible. I think Nico Robin was more brutal than Guts. I disagree. I think Robin had it rough. I'm not trying to take away from that, but I don't put her above Guts. Apparently, Gurren Lagann and Akame actually, wait. I actually might give it to Robin. I might. Upon reflection, I might. Would Hunter x Hunter count, but Gon didn't really die, but Kurapika is kind of the MC after? So here's the thing. I think you could argue that Kurapika outshines Gon. If we're talking about the manga of Hunter x Hunter, so like post end of anime, or at least where the anime is. I don't know about how much Gon is in there. I don't know about how much Kurapika is doing. I don't know. I can at least say that in the anime, Gon is still the MC. He is very much still the MC. Uh, and there are moments in the anime where Kurapika feels more like the MC. I can give you that. Manga, I just can't comment on. Let's see. Dalinar Kolian has an insanely sad backstory and evolution. I don't know that name. I just don't know that name, so I probably haven't seen that show. Gohan had to be the main character with that potential. Well, here's the thing. I actually recently did a video on exactly that, why Gohan was not chosen to be the MC, because during the Cell Saga arc, he was the most popular character in the franchise. He was ranked number 1, and there was intention to possibly make him the new MC since Goku was dead. But Toriyama did not feel like he was suited for the role, which I kind of understand since Gohan hates fighting. He does not like to fight. So having a character that hates fighting be the MC of a battle-driven series could be complicated. Do I like Baki? No. I do not like Baki. I finished everything up until the newest season. I didn't start the new season. I don't plan on it. It was boring to me. It was just boring. Brook is definitely up there on my list as well. Agni from Fire Punch. I have not seen Fire Punch yet. Baki is trash. I don't like to call it trash, but I feel similarly. I did not enjoy it at all. I like that one random comp from Baki. Are you talking about because what's his name plays it? Are you talking about because of that one streamer who voice acted him? I forgot his name, but like I know who he is. Is it because of that? Is it because of that? Yeah, Moist Critical. Thank you. It was Moist Critical. Is it because Moist Critical voiced the cop? He did like a couple lines for him. Is this the saddest anime out of everything? Is what the saddest? Because like for me, it's more about the characters than the if we're picking like the saddest anime, that kind of changes what my choices are. I think the saddest backstory for me was Kuma, but like saddest anime, I don't know. I'd have to think on it. You can't wait for New ReZero. I'm looking forward to the new ReZero as well. Are we using saddest anime or out of everything? So like saddest backstory usually implies like a specific character. Like not for like the entire story, but like a character specific situation. If you just want to talk about your saddest anime, you can do that as well. But the main question is which character has the saddest backstory. Baki was a fun watch for me. I really tried. I finished like whatever it was, 2 seasons or something. It wasn't enough for me. Thank you for the heart. Who was that? Who sent the heart? Thank you, Sheriff, for the heart. Akira Toriyama should give potential to someone to do nothing with it. I'm saying that saying this as a Gohan fan. I think they originally wanted to make Gohan do it. It's just it didn't end up working out. And Sheriff, thank you for the additional TikTok signs. For the 4 TikTok signs, I appreciate that. Sanji got a bad one, I'd say, in your top 5 in One Piece. I think that's reasonably fair. I think top 5 in One Piece is reasonably fair. Kuma, Robin, Law, Bonnie, I think those have to be up there as well. Kiros. Have I watched AOT? Indeed, I have. Can't say I loved it, but I enjoyed it enough. You probably answered that. Yeah, I probably have. I'm curious, what's my pick? Kuma. My pick is Kuma, and I have not budged from that yet. Wish I could give you more. Dude, any donations at all is very much appreciated. I really do appreciate that. What media was I using? Just anime or novels as well? You can use, like, we're mostly talking anime. If you want to include books, you want to include movies, feel free to do so. Saddest Demon's backstory, maybe Akaza. I can't say I found most backstories that sad. Like, Akaza was sad, I guess, ish. It didn't hit that too hard. It didn't hit too hard for me. Thank you, Red Echo, for the follow. I appreciate that. Best One Piece villain? I probably like Croc or Doflamingo. Maybe Doflamingo. Obanai is the saddest? I don't think I line up. I can. I'm still stuck with Kuma. Sanji's a sad story. I completely agree. He's up there. He's not number 1, but he's definitely high up there. What is the name of the anime that a potato peels himself? I have no idea what you're talking about. Beatrice ReZero. Oh, Beatrice. Uh, okay, you know what? She doesn't have the best backstory, so, okay, not going to be my pick, but I get where you're coming from. Dalinar Kholin is from the Stormlight Archive. Okay, I don't know that one. I don't know that one at all. That's why I didn't recognize the name. Let's see. Who do I think has the saddest worst backstory? Out of what I have seen up till now, it would be Kuma. Because I can't say across all of anime. I can say off of what I have seen. In nearly 1,000 anime, I would say Kuma. Obito or Kakashi? I would say Obito. I would say Obito between those two. Have I ever seen Blue Exorcist? Yes. And do I know about Rin's and Yukino's father's backstory? Yes, I do. I do know their backstory. It's a pretty interesting backstory. I think it was pretty well done. I actually really liked the first half of Blue Exorcist. I didn't like the newer season that came out a couple years ago. Hot take: Law's backstory is sadder than Kuma's if we talking about childhood. I disagree. I mean, you're allowed to disagree with me, but I disagree with you. Sa's backstory in Naruto, I'd give to Gaara. Easily, hands down, immediately Gaara. Have I been keeping up with the new season of JJK? I am on the newest episode. I haven't finished it, but I've started it. How many fillers? So here's the thing with One Piece filler. It's not done the way other series do filler. With something like Naruto, which is the most common way to do it, you have canon episodes and you have filler episodes. One Piece, it's canon episodes that are stretched out with repeat scenes and flashbacks and like added content to make it take up more airtime. So it's still a canon episode with filler content stuffed in there. So it doesn't have nearly as many non-canon episodes, just more stuffing, you could say. I think Senor Pink has a sadder backstory than Dofi. Yes, he does, because Doflamingo's backstory isn't sad. He's just a terrible person. Itachi backstory, I lost empathy for him. What about Future Trunks, bro? A lot of people, when I say a lot of people, I mean a lot of people have already said Future Trunks, and I don't disagree with them. I'm still sticking with Kuma as my number one, but he's a great pick. Gaara over Nagato? Yes, I choose Gaara over Nagato. Both are sad, by the way. Both are great, very well-written backstories. Love them both, but I'd give it to Gaara. What about Guts? Guts has been mentioned approximately 2,943 times in this stream, so I think, yes, he's up there. Hot take, Broly Dragon Ball Z had to be canon. I actually like Super Broly more. I love Absolute Menace Z Broly, like he's great. I actually prefer Super Broly, personally. Thoughts on Boruto Blue Vortex? The thing is, I have not read Blue Vortex. I watched the anime knowing that the anime is not as good as the manga. The anime was not good. I did not enjoy that. I will watch Blue Vortex when it comes out, because I do have reason to believe it's going to be better than what we've gone so far. So I'm hoping it gets better. Saul Goodman is a good one. I don't remember who Saul... Wait, no, actually, I just don't know who Saul Goodman is. That sounds like my grandpa or something. Actually, no, my grandfather's name is Saul, so that actually sounds like my grandpa's name. Do I work for Arasaka? Nope, I do not work for anybody currently. Technically, I guess in some ways I work for other people, in kind of. Emir from AOT, I don't really feel that, but okay. I don't feel the same way. Do I know who Arasaka is? No, I don't. But I also know I don't work for them. Are all anime that doesn't have 18 plus seinen. That doesn't have 18 plus sessi. I don't know what you're trying to write there. Levi from AOT, I don't think his story's that sad. It's a lawyer from Breaking Bad. Oh, okay, that's why. So I don't watch Breaking Bad or Better Call Saul. I've heard good things about them both. It's just... I love crime shows, so you would think I'd love Breaking Bad and I'd hop on it immediately. It's just not the kind of crime show that I'm generally into, personally. I maybe I'll watch it one day, but it's not high on my priority list. Kevin Levron has these... I don't know who Kevin Levron is. Wait, Arasaka's from Cyberpunk. Then why am I forgetting that? Hang on. I might just need a quick refresher. Arasaka Cyber... Give me 2 seconds. Oh. Who is this? Can't say I mean, maybe wait, I think I saw him once. My younger brother is boycotting his reading teacher because she was being okay. I don't know what you want me to do about that. Odin has the saddest death in One Piece, right? No, no. I mean, look, I love Odin. Great backstory. Tragic death. Is it the saddest? I'm gonna say no for me. Good, like he could be yours. I can't have him as my number one. Two of the greatest shows ever made. I have look, when it comes to crime shows, I have a very particular taste. I have a very particular taste, and I don't think those two are gonna be what I'm looking for. Are all anime all anime doesn't have 18 plus scenes. There's tons of anime without any kind of fan service whatsoever, if that's what you mean. Adam Smasher works for them. Okay. All right. Adam Smasher. Isn't Adam Smasher the guy from Mythbusters? That Adam? Law? Yeah, Law is pretty sad. Opinions on Fire Force. Season 1 was good. Season 2 I didn't really like. Season 3 Part 1 I didn't really like. Part 2, the current season, I'm enjoying more, but not as much as 2. Adam Smasher works for sorry. I'm losing track. I'm sorry, name. I'm sorry, flag name. I can't read. I was losing track. I don't know who Arasaka is. I don't. Yuta made his backstory up. Loki pushed for the sad backstory and for the Shikigami. Yuta made his backstory up. Okay. Is Kizaru the best admiral? Kizaru is my no, he's not. Fujitora is the best admiral. Fujitora is the best. What are some of your favorite crime shows? Depends if we're talking fiction or non-fiction. If we're talking fiction, then probably something like The Mentalist or like Bones or Criminal Minds, at least the first half. It does fall off later. If we're talking non-fiction, then probably Homicide Hunter, Joe Kenda, Forensic Files, first 40, so one of the 48 hours Dateline, Hard Evidence, 48-hour Mystery, those kinds of shows. Maintaining the agenda is our top priority. What agenda are you trying to maintain? What are some of your favorite crime shows? Just answered that one. Fujitora is the only one that stands out on his beliefs and does good for the people. I think Fujitora does that the most. I think Kizaru has some internal struggle sometimes. Like, he does ultimately follow through with his orders, but we do see him struggle internally with some of the things he has to ultimately do. Which I do appreciate seeing him kind of go through that. It's good character development. So Breaking Bad is more about chemistry than crime. So the reason I watch crime shows in the first place is usually not for the drama or the entertainment or the comedy. It's because I have a genuine, deep interest in the forensics, in the investigation tools and methods and that kind of interrogation tactics and all those different things. So if it's not going to teach me anything and it's just pure entertainment, I'm less likely to watch it, at least in a crime show case. Sadly, Kizaru is a government lapdog. He is a cog in the machine. Kizaru is very much a cog in the machine. But seeing the fact that he isn't just a mindless bot and he actually has remorse and guilt and struggles with to follow through with certain actions, that it brings another aspect of his character to the limelight. Fujitora straight up isn't an admiral. In my opinion, he doesn't have justice. He lets pirates go. Dude, that does, you can't say because he does not always do what the most what an admiral should be doing by your definition, does not mean he's an admiral whether you like it or not. You don't have to like the things he does. You might say that, well, you're not doing your job properly. I think he's doing a better job than the actual Marines, because the idea is that the Marines are supposed to protect citizens, enforce good, and prevent corruption and all these things, when they are the most corrupt organization in the world themselves. They are evil. They are objectively awful people. And Fujitora, while he does work for and support an evil, corrupt organization, he occasionally does things that go against that organization's ideals because he can't accept it. Subaru Saddest, I don't agree. At least based off the anime, I know it gets much worse in the light novels. I will wait for it to come out in the anime because I do know it gets worse. The main character makes poison bombs and meth. There you go. So like that sounds interesting enough. I'm sure it's entertaining. I'm sure like those shows are entertaining, but it's just not what draws me to the crime genre. That's the thing. That's the thing. So like I'm sure they're good, but I'm gonna prioritize other shows over them, especially right now, especially when I don't have a lot of time. Let's see. Thank you for the follow, user. For me, the saddest is Morgana from the house in Fata Morgana. If the anime is called Fata Morgana, then I don't know it because there's another character. I think it was Morgiana. Like she's from Maji. She's like a slave. She's from the tribe that kicks really hard. Like she's great. Her story's kind of sad. Not the saddest, but like love her story overall. It's a visual novel. Okay, so I don't know it. I never really dove into the visual novel side of things personally. So I don't know too much about them. Not because I dislike read. I mean, it's not that I avoid visual novels. It's just that since I don't retain what I read, it's not the best use of my time. I just rather watch anime at that point because I'm gonna forget it. So, what should I watch after I finish Dragon Ball? Dragon Ball Z, obviously. That's fair. If it has the single most shocking plot twist in fiction that intrigues you, okay, that intrigues you. Okay, my standard for like best plot twist, I don't think I really keep much of a list on plot twists. I can think of of shows with good plot twists, whether that's AOT or Odd Taxi. I think Odd Taxi is one of my favorites. Lelouch backstory thoughts. I think it's very good. It's not my saddest, but it's a very good backstory. Even though I'm not a Code Geass fan, I dropped Code Geass, didn't really like the series. The writing it's very good. I finished all Dragon Ball series. Okay, so you finished OGZ Super GT Daima. You finished it. Excellent job. Have you seen all the movies? Just kidding. I'll give you something else. You could try the Fate series. You could jump down the Fate rabbit hole. So you could start with like Fate Stay Night. I would like to elect you president of the United States. I'm not American. I'm not American. I can't be president of the United States. Luffy will be stronger than Blackbeard, but not now. I would agree. I don't think he's stronger yet. I think by the end of the series, then sure. By end of series, I would agree. I just don't think right now would be a good time for him to fight. That's all. Can I drop the Fate tutorial? I'm pretty sure I've actually done a video on the Fate tutorial, and it was met with some criticism, and the criticism it was met with was I recommend starting off with the Fate Stay Night series, the Fate Stay Night part of the Fate series, of the Fate franchise, and I said to watch Fate Zero, which is the prologue, later on because it does come out much later, and it does contain big pieces of information that come up after that. So like, could you lead off with Fate Zero? You could, but like it might affect your experience going forward, but timeline wise it does come first, so there is some disagreement on whether to start with Fate Zero or not. You could if you want to, but I do recommend starting off with the Fate Stay Night part of Fate anyways. Or you could watch a spin-off. Like right now Fate Strange Fake is airing. There's new episodes coming out. There's I think 2 or 3 episodes left in the season, and that's quite good too. And because a lot of them are not interconnected, they won't spoil you. Like if you watch Fate Strange Fake and then go to Fate Stay Night, you're not going to be ruined on that experience because it contains spoilers. Is it not obviously Kuma? I chose Kuma. But yeah, you could start. Itachi has the Saddest backstory. I disagree with you. I mean, you're allowed to have that opinion. A lot of people have chosen Itachi. I just very strongly disagree. Thoughts on Narantia backstory from JoJo's? I don't remember Narantia, so does Narantia get introduced after Part 4? Because I've only finished Part 4 up to Part 4. of topping, what do I think about Iran and America? It's a horrible, horrible, disgustingly tragic situation. Needs to stop. Don't stop bombing Iran. Let them be. And then the best power system, yes. Itachi had to kill his wife, whole clan, and family. Yes, he did, and I feel bad for him for that. But he also went on to horrifically torture his brother in a beyond incomprehensibly cruel fashion, far more than what was needed for him to accomplish his goal. He didn't really need to do anything to Sasuke beyond what was already done. So he loses a lot of empathy points from me. Is Hunter x Hunter in my top 10? I don't have a top 10, but I could say that Hunter x Hunter is a very highly rated show in my opinion. It's like over a 9 on 10 for me, so it's very good. Let's see. Is Dragon stronger than... Okay, so here's the thing. You can't say anything about Dragon. You can't. I'm not a power scaler. I don't have any interest in that topic, but you cannot scale Dragon. He has done absolutely nothing. He has not done a single thing. Alchemy is a top 3 power system. It's a top 1 for me. It is tied for first with Nen. And what do I think about Fire Force? I think it is reasonably good, but not as good as it could have been. The first season was great. I loved it. And then it got really disappointing. And the newest season was better, but not as great as season 1. It's still... The newest season's reasonably good. Dragon manhandled Smoker? Not really. I mean... He grabbed his hand. He just he stopped him from arresting Luffy so he could escape. There was no fight there. He manhandled nothing. What is my big... what's your big 3? I don't have a big 3. I'm just a general anime enthusiast. Last question. Well, for you, okay. I'm still going live. Are you ready for that time I got reincarnated as a slime new season? Yes, I'm up to date. I've watched it multiple times, so I am good to go for the new season. Would I replace anything from the big 3 with any other anime if I could? So there's really only one, because there's... At the time that the big 3 was becoming the big 3, the only show that was really competing at the same level was Hunter x Hunter, and the reason that it ultimately failed to make it into that top ranking was because the author was regularly experiencing health issues, which meant Hunter x Hunter had to regularly go on hiatus, and because of the regular hiatuses, halted, kind of limiting Hunter x Hunter's foothold in those top spots. It ultimately did not make that cut. So... But from a performance-wise, while Hunter x Hunter was actively releasing chapters, it was up there with One Piece, Bleach, and Naruto. So I would say Hunter x Hunter from an objective standpoint, was performing just as well as the big 3. What would I switch out with it? Here's the thing, though. I don't want to replace any of them because I genuinely think that each of them have really earned that spot. If I had to pick, I kind of want to say Bleach, but not really, because I would say make it the big 4. I would have said it. I would say that if Hunter x Hunter maintained its position, my personal opinion is that if Hunter x Hunter never had to go on those regular hiatuses and just stayed at it at its normal performance, we might have ended up with the big 4 instead of the big 3. I think history would be different. Potentially. Have you watched the new season of One Piece live action? I haven't started yet. I've been really busy. I plan to. Who is the big 3 for you? The thing is, there is no big 3. There's no big 3 for you. It's just fact. There is no, my opinion is this. It's One Piece, Bleach, Naruto. That's just how it is. That is just the truth. Same people believe Garp is to die. What do I think? I think Garp is likely going to die at some point. I wouldn't be surprised if he did. I'm on board. How to focus on seeing something I get distracted so easily. I don't know what you're talking... Can you give me more context to that? Is Bleach worth watching? I would say yes. I have watched it. I think there's arcs that are not always worth watching, but overall I'd say yes. I still cannot believe you don't have any favorite anime you look. Because to me, at least in my mind... having a favorite anime makes no sense. Both logistically and logically, going through the process of trying to pick a favorite makes no sense to me. so I just don't bother. And what do I think about Mob Psycho? I think it's great. I think it's great. Very entertaining, good comedy, great character development. It's got sad moments, got happy moments, got fun moments. Great side cast. It's so hard to pick a favorite. Yeah, it is. I agree completely. And what do I think of the One Piece is? I do not know, because every theory that I have heard does not make sense to me. So like, as for what it could be, I simply don't have a good answer. I simply do not have a good answer, because everything I've heard to this point, it doesn't make sense. Reagan probably the saddest. I don't feel like Reagan's the saddest. I do like Reagan's character though. Do I like roller coasters? Sure, I've gone with that. I like roller coasters. The only thing I'm not really a fan of is like things like the Gravitron, where they spin really, really fast and you're like compressed against the wall, like where you're kind of like this kind of feeling. Not really into that. That's a feeling I don't particularly enjoy. Chopper's backstory, decently sad, but not in the lens of One Piece. It's really not that sad. I think One Piece is the best because of the long run time without breaking quality. Here's the thing. I think One Piece definitely has some quality issues. Animation quality, it's definitely got like, if you go back to the 90s, you might say, oh, look how bad the animation was back in like 2001 or whatever. I still liked it back then. I still like it now. I don't really have many complaints about the animation most of the time. If we're talking about story, I think the story's always been good. No complaints there. I think the pacing has been horrendous. I think some characters really fell off a cliff in terms of like how well they were, like how well they came off like on screen, their behavior. I think sometimes their quality isn't there. Say you went to a theme park themed to anime. What anime would I choose for it to be themed to? Food Wars. Food Wars. Because, like, food. Why people believe Loki is stronger than Luffy? You can't ask. I'm not a power scaler. I'm not even at the point where we meet Loki. Like, I know who Loki is. I don't know. What about Kurapika? I like him. He's a great character. Not my favorite character, but I like him more than Gon. To be honest, I don't like Gon all that much. Have I watched Fire Force? Indeed, I have. I think I'm almost caught up. Like 2 or 3 episodes behind. So One Piece's manga? I think One Piece's manga is probably better than the anime, even though I don't really actively read it anymore. But fair enough. Do I have a favorite romance? Snow White with red hair, it would be my pick. Guys, don't give One Piece spoilers before I get mad. I will, okay. I'm not going to actually say any spoilers, don't worry. I was just going to say something to tease you a bit. Like, the One Piece is the last piece of pizza. Berserk would have been the best if the author got to finish his story. Forgive me if I'm wrong, because I don't read it, but didn't someone take over for Berserk after the original author passed away? Like, isn't it still going on? Like, isn't there someone else doing writing it now? I am at episode 1045 of One Piece. Is the hype moment coming? Which hype moment are you referring to? Because there's quite a few. Guts has the saddest by far. I don't feel the same way, but he's a popular choice for sure. Can I explain the Saitama power and Son Goku would win? No, I can't, because I think the entire question is ridiculous. Like, I have to keep doing this every time. I'm not into the versus stuff. It makes no sense. It makes no sense in my mind. And it doesn't go anywhere. It doesn't go anywhere. So I just avoid it. I just personally avoid it. I appreciate the heart, Ben. Thank you. Really, I do. Who do I think hits the saddest? Kuma. Kuma's been my pick all along. And what do I think of Apothecary Diaries? That's another good story. It's got some sad moments in there. Good. I love the mystery component. I really enjoy the mystery component of Apothecary Diaries, because, like, you know, she's always kind of using science to figure things out. I love it. I think that side is really good. Do I dislike when a villain becomes a good guy? No, I don't disagree with that. I think it comes down to how it's done. I think it needs to be executed in a way that makes sense to me for that character. But yeah, it can be done well. What is Kuma? Kuma is a very brilliant character from One Piece. You'll meet them on Thriller Bark. I like Frankie's story. It's talked so little to it's awesome. I think Frank. Well, I think Frankie's story is talked about less often than other characters, but I still think he gets a fair amount of love. I think he's got a really interesting backstory, and now we're getting a bit more of it. Revy from Black Lagoon. Black Lagoon. I don't think we've got anyone. I don't think anyone else has mentioned Black Lagoon today. So nice job. Thank you for the heart, Lima. Let's see. Should I watch AOT, Bleach, or Dragon Ball Z first? If I had to pick between those, I'd probably say Dragon Ball Z, in my opinion. Thriller Bark was so boring, dude. Do I feel the same way? No, I disagree very strongly. I love Thriller Bark. I love Thriller Bark. I think there's points in it that feel slow. There's points in Thriller Bark that do feel slow. But like, spoiler warning for Thriller Bark, various things, whether it's the lighthearted, the funny moments from like Luffy pushing the zombie, Brook versus his shadow, Zoro versus Ryuma's corpse, the tag team battle versus Oars, Nightmare Luffy. Nah. There's plenty of good stuff in there. If I'm not mistaken, Kuma has a Bible to hide his war plans. No. He does carry a Bible, but not to hide his war plans. And not at all. It's good, but not the level of the... Okay, so the author for Berserk, the new author is not as good as the previous author. Okay. I did not know the details because I'm not reading it, but good to know. Or not good to know, unfortunately. Do I think Attack on Titan is overhyped? In my chat, yes. The way my chat rates it compared to my experience, yes. And what do I think about Gurren Lagann? I couldn't get into it. I tried. I really did. Couldn't do it at all. Tomo Shigaraki backstory is sad. It's sad enough. It's not the saddest for me. I would choose Eri over him. Why is Berserk so slow when they should prioritize it? In what sense? Are you talking about the manga chapters? Or are you talking about the anime? Because the anime, the 2016 was abysmal, the 97 was good, but that ended a long time ago. I wish it continued. I don't know how often they're releasing chapters. Also, what's your take on anime villains being pure evil with zero reasoning? Sometimes it's just fun. Like, sometimes being evil it's just entertaining. It's just, hey, you know what? I have a good time when I destroy society and make people miserable. And I think that could be done in an interesting and fun way. Like Doflamingo, he's just an evil person. Frieza, just an evil person. Crocodile, I think there's more to Crocodile's backstory, but still kind of gives off the vibe that he was always kind of, I like Doflamingo, type of pure evil. Exactly. So, okay, so like the thing is, I would say Doflamingo is like less evil than Frieza because at least Doflamingo has some sense of loyalty to his crew. Like his family, like his upper echelon of his crew, he actually genuinely cares about. Frieza will dispose of anyone and everyone, including his own family, if he felt like it. He's talking about anime. No one on the face of the earth has a problem with Berserk being slow. I'm sure someone does. I'm sure some people need like constant, like something always stimulating them. Otherwise, they get bored in 2 seconds, which I think is a problem. I never read Berserk, so I can't really critique it. I still like to see reasoning behind Dofi's evil. Frieza's just bad. I still see the reasoning behind Dofi's evil. Like, okay, I think that's because like, oh, we're from a superior family, so we deserve to be at the top and have rights over others. Like, I'm sorry, like because he was born a celestial dragon, he has that right, he has that privilege to control people, to have slave. I'm sorry, like I don't like that kind of logic. At least I don't like his logic. I meant why is the new manga chapter so slow? I don't know. I don't read Berserk. Kuma's one of the saddest. I agree completely. Should I watch Fate? I would say yes. What do I think about it? I think Fate so far has been phenomenal. I have seen Fate Stay. I have seen the entirety of Fate Stay Night. I have seen Strange. I'm working on Strange Fake. I've seen a couple of the movies. Definitely worth watching. Definitely worth watching. Do I empathize with Doflamingo? Not at all. He is awful. Great character. Awful person. What was my first anime? It was Dragon Ball, back before the internet days. Let's see. What was my first? It should Itachi win when he fights Sasuke. I mean, no, because Itachi wanted to lose to Sasuke. And he was also dying of an illness. So, like, no. Opinion on the new Chainsaw Man chapter. I haven't read it. I don't read it. I only watch the anime. Tell that guy the new manga chapters are by a new author. Okay, well, I just did. I just did because you guys can both hear me. So there you go. I think Dr. Stone was such a good story. I have complaints about the direction the manga takes. I think the anime's been good. I also think the earlier seasons were better. But I do not like the direction the manga eventually takes. I will see how the anime does it. We'll see how it does because we're getting a new season. But I do like I do like the earlier seasons more. I suck at rating backstories because I haven't seen a lot. That's perfectly fine. Your personal saddest is Gyotaro and Daki. And you know what? You can have any top choices that you want. It doesn't matter how new you are. That's perfectly fine. What was the anime before the Great Shift? I don't like. What do you mean by Great Shift? Can you elaborate a bit more on what you define as the Great Shift? Like when streaming platforms became like wildly accessible and like we got to, you know, we had more access to anime. Is that what you mean? Do I think Solo Leveling deserves hate from Freerun fans? I think you shouldn't like. I think hating is stupid. I think you're allowed to not like a show. I think you're perfect. I think you're allowed to criticize a show. I think you're allowed to not like a show. You're allowed to not even try a show if it doesn't, catch your interest. But I think hating is just a waste of energy. Horimiya or Love is War? I would say Horimiya. Because while Kaguya-sama Love is War is good, it's a lot more childish than Horimiya, so I'd say Horimiya. Dr. Stone, Psyche-K, Ippo, and Hunter x Hunter, the most rewatchable animes to me. I enjoy all of those except for Psyche-K, couldn't do it, but the others absolutely. I like Ichigo, but I don't think he is stronger than Aizen. What do I think? I think he's stronger because he won. That's really it. I think he's strong because he won. Do I think Toyotaro sucks? Toyotaro. I don't think I've seen Toyotaro. I've heard Chainsaw Man manga was bad. Why authors cannot do endings well? The thing is, you're asking me to critique something I have not read. I watched Chainsaw Man. The movie was good. The first season was good. So far, I don't really have any complaints. I can't critique the ending when I haven't seen it. So far, I am satisfied with Chainsaw Man. Actually, Ichigo didn't lose to Aizen. Aizen was sealed by Kisuke. I never said that Ichigo lost Aizen. I'm saying that Ichigo Ichigo defeated Aizen and then was sealed by Kisuke. Horimiya or Origeru? I would say Origeru. I meant the other way around. I understood. It's okay. How much are you going to stream for? I had to hop off for a bit more, so let's see. We have been live for, let me just pull up the stats. How long have we been live? We've been live for a bit. Probably over an hour and a half. Yeah, we've been live for an hour and a half. So I'm going to say about 20 minutes. I have about 20 more minutes. Why is my brain like this? It's okay. I stutter all the time on stream. I misspeak all the time on stream. But I just, ignore it, walk it off, laugh, whatever. It's all good. I'm trying to buy a real Pokedex, but all of them are $300. So I haven't looked at any official, real Pokedexes. That sounds cool, though. $300 is a lot, though. Let's see. You're watching Courage. Nice job. Do I think Death Note opening season 1 is good? The opening soundtrack? Yeah, I like the opening soundtrack. It's not my favorite, but yeah, it's a good opening. If you watch anime, should you read the manga? That entirely depends on a number of factors. Whether you prefer do you enjoy reading the manga? Do you have time to read the manga? Did you watch the anime and you were really invested in the content so you want more and therefore want to go read the manga? Should you read the manga first? It depends on you. There's no rules regarding it. It's really a matter of person to person. I don't read the mangas typically. What are your thoughts on Oda bringing back the Falcon guy from Alabasta? So, you mean Pell. So, the fact that he survived the bomb. I was okay, I was surprised that he didn't die. But, I know how serious Oda takes killing off a character. Like, Oda only likes to kill a character when they have fulfilled their role, their potential is done, and their role in the story is finished. So he doesn't like to kill people off and then bring them back unnecessarily. He likes to minimize that. So I was okay with it. Uh, it was a fight to say Ichigo win or Aizen win. No one win. I'd say Ichigo. I'm on the Courage episode when they went to the motel with the cat owner. I can't say I'm going to remember all the episodes of Courage the Cowardly Dog because I haven't watched them in well over 20 years, so it's been a very long time. Everyone I asked, they say Origeru is better than any other romance I mentioned, but I'm on episode 5. I'm not even feeling like continuing it, so does it get any better? I do think it gets better, but I also enjoyed the start. So, like, could you keep trying? You could, but it's also possible it may not be your vibe. You might like a different kind of romance. Like, it's not my favorite romance ever. I do think it's good, though. I'd say, like, My Love Story and Snow White with Red Hair or Silent Voice, I Want to Eat Your Pancreas are all better. Do I think, or Sign of Affection, do I think any of the upper moon backstories in Demon Slayer justify them becoming a demon? So the only upper moon backstory I remember clearly is Akaza. And that wasn't really like wanting to be a demon. So like, unless like if you chose to be a demon, I don't remember the other demon's motivations. How am I doing today? I'm doing well, thank you, Dark. I appreciate that. I still find it funny. The chapter and episode of Aces, is called. Yeah, I mean, sometimes an anime or chapter, an episode or a chapter will just outright say exactly what's happening in that episode. It sucks that Gyoko's backstory was only mentioned in a data book. So I had no way I would have known that. When did I start anime? 1994. Do I think it's easier to live as a demon or a human in the Demon Slayer verse? I mean, to live as one? Probably a demon, but like, I would rather be a human than a demon. Because like, if you think about it, the average demon is far, far more powerful than the average human. So you can easily like kill people and get food. Like, it's just easier. But you also have people hunting you, and there's not that many, proportionately speaking, there's not many members of the Demon Slayer core, compared to the entirety of the population. And a lot of those Demon Slayers are like rookies who are not going to be able to beat the average demon. If you're a human, you'd have to be a Demon Slayer because it'd be too easy. Okay. This heart surgery was so hard yesterday. What heart surgery are you talking about? Are you ignoring my messages? Well, I can at least say that TikTok blocked out that message. What do I think about the second season of the One Piece live action? I haven't started yet. I like the first season. I have not started the second. It was so soon. Can you not? Okay. Why are you guys posting spoilers in my chat? Come on, man. Why are you doing this? Why are you doing this? Come on, guys. If you're going to post a spoiler, you got to, at the very least, give a warning or something. Emiya Kiritsugu from the Fate series. Yeah, I like Emiya. I mean, he's okay, not my favorite. How did I not know Toji? I forgot. I mean, are we talking about from JJK? Because as far as I'm aware, he's not. Would I count stuff from data books as spoilers? Yes, I would. If it contains information that has not yet happened in the anime, then yes. Or if I say, hey, I'm at this point in the anime, so anything past this episode, I don't know, yeah, I would count that as spoilers. Is dropping an anime like bad or something? No, there is no shame, there is nothing bad about dropping an anime. Whether you don't have the time, you lost interest, it fell off, whatever it is not bad to drop a series. I have dropped dozens. I think you mixed up Toji with someone? Maybe. Possibly. There's a few characters named Toji. It's not that rare of a name. What if it never happened in the anime and isn't from farther than you're at? If it never happened in the anime, does it have any kind of relevance to the story at all, or is it an expansion on something that we already know? There's more characters named Toji. Yeah, there's Toji's not a rare name. Like, I want you to understand, there are tens of thousands of anime. Tens of thousands of anime. Most names have been used before. Not saying every name, but most names have been used already. Okay, if it's just a random fact about the breathing style, that's okay. Then that's fine. When the pacing is fixed, in the One Piece, hopefully, do I think it'll be better than the OG One Piece? So, like, here's the thing. My biggest gripe, I think most people's biggest gripe with the current One Piece is the pacing. If you maintain everything else that's just as good, but fix the pacing, then I would say yes. Where Sakura Mato is in the sad backstory podium. I actually don't remember that character's name, so which series are they from? Most of the Part 5 JoJo's characters, I have not seen Part 5 yet, I've only seen up to Part 4. Do I count Call of the Night ending sad? I have not seen Call of the Night. I'm so sorry, guys. What about One Piece? Because most of their characters' names are foreign. I would say that One Piece has a pretty good job of having, like, unique names. I don't really know that many, like, Namis or Usopps or Luffy's, but Zoro is a common one. Oh, from Fate. Okay. Wait, which part of Fate was Sakura from? Is that Grand Order? Is that Strange Fake? And I'm just forgetting the name. Is it Fate Stay Night? Because I haven't seen all of Fate yet. Heavens. Okay, so Heaven's Feel, I haven't watched since it came out. But I think you know what? Let me just hold on. Give me 2 seconds. Here, Sakura, Heaven's Feel, and okay, this person. Okay, I got it now. I'm gonna say not like higher than middle, but not top. Like top is like Kuma. I think top is gonna be like Kuma for me. So like she's on the podium. Like she's on the higher part of the podium. Let's see. Kuma. Yes, I agree with Kuma. Please stop spamming. I know you're saying win, but please don't spam it. Cool fun fact. In Databook, it says that beast breathing is somehow distantly derived from wind. Okay. All right. Interesting. Do I consider Zoro's abilities as powers or innate ability? So it's not innate. Like, if you mean his sword skills, he trained. It's not innate. He wasn't born with the ability to use swords. Like, he trained absurdly hard for many, many years and still continues to train absurdly hard. So, like, no, he worked for that. But it's not powers. It's skill. It's a skill that he acquired through training. When is Kuma's backstory? So you really get the exploration of Kuma's backstory in the Egghead arc. You have to get to Egghead for the clarification, like all the details. You might get like little nooks and crannies along the way, like tiny things, but his full backstory is in Egghead. Dressrosa arc is the same length as the average anime. Here's the thing. It does take Dressrosa, Fishman, a lot of the arcs are longer than they need to be. Like, the arc does not need to take that many episodes to finish. It is a pacing problem. From what I've seen, which Hashira is the most skilled? So, like, I don't think I am qualified to speak on who is the most skilled swordsman, because, like, I am not a swordsman. That would be like that'd be like the average person in a watching a UFC fight saying who's the most skilled between two very similarly skilled fighters. That the average person has no idea what they are talking about. So that's basically me trying to evaluate someone's sword skills. I'm just gonna say Guillaume because he's my favorite. But I think if you're gonna ask someone to assess how skilled somebody is at using a weapon, you should ask somebody who actually knows how to use that weapon, right? If one paste ever gets added to a website and with dub, I'll drop the actual One Piece. Okay, that's I don't know how good One Piece actually is, but okay, that's if that's how you like to do it. You're on Thriller Bark, and my friend told me Kuma gets good there. You meet Kuma in Thriller Bark. Like, you're not really gonna see. He has some great scenes there, but like, you don't really get to fully experience Kuma's character till much later. Like, not even close. But you do meet him there. This isn't confirmed, but fun fact, Guillaume's weapon is estimated to be over 250 pounds. It is an anime, wouldn't surprise me if it made no sense. Guillaume is damn underrated. He's my favorite character in the whole series. Nagan, Anakin, Vader, Spider-Man, Batman, the Doctor, the list goes on. For what's Saddest backstory? I wouldn't pick any of these for me. At least I don't know the Doctor. At least I don't know anything about the Doctor. So I've seen all the Spider-Man movies. Vader, Anakin, Nagan. I'm sticking with Kuma. Have I seen the new Baki season? I'm not going to. I dropped Baki. Found it incredibly uninteresting. Aaron's whole life. I'm not. I'm not choosing Aaron. I'm not choosing Aaron. To be fair, animes have unrealistically good swords. Yeah, well, I mean, in anime, of course, in anime, characters do things that make no sense. Like the fights, the techniques, the moves, how they do things, why they do things. It doesn't make any sense most of the time. Very rarely does it actually have any kind of real world logic to it. You just watch the show for the fights, and that's okay. For me, that's not enough to hold my interest. Your top three, Guillaume, Sonami, and Uzui. I don't know if I have a top three, but it would be Kuma at 1. Probably Brook at 2, and maybe I'll just say Gara at 3, possibly. What's Baki even about? That's the point of Baki. Baki is just fights. It's really ripped people beating each other up. I think Kaneki is def up there. He's not up there for like he's part of the conversation in general, but like as for like my high end tiers, he's not going to be there. What about Broly from Dragon Ball Super? Broly's backstory, come on. Look, I'm not saying it's happy, but sad? Nah, it's really not that bad. Yes, he was stuck on a deserted planet, and like his father killed his friend, and like that sucks, and it's so much. It gets so much worse than that. My friend is a toxic power scaler. He demands that everyone in Baki can no diff go. Okay, let him do it. Here's the thing. If they want to be stupid, let them be. Let them be. I ignore him, I walk away. Imagine Baki has a season 2 of Vinland Saga moments. I think Baki would die. I think the series would die. Is Conan really a bad person? I mean, so here's the thing. I think Conan does bad things. Like, Conan does bad things. But like what fundamentally drove her to do the things she did was like she wanted to do good, but felt like that was what was necessary to create world peace. It's just her actions were wrong. What drove her were good intentions. And how would I rank Obito in terms of sad backstories? Probably like if we had to put like a number on it, probably like a high 7s to like. Probably like a high 7s for me. Like it was not it was a tough time, but not. It didn't have me in tears. It didn't crush my soul. It didn't leave me devastated. It's just I understood like it wasn't an easy time. Let's see. I hate how the witches try to villainize Subaru for hating Echidna. I feel like is this a manga thing? Because I remember Subaru meeting the witches in season 3. But I don't remember them villainizing him. Is Yujiro or Musashi stronger? I don't know. Oh, you're asking chat. Okay. Noriaki Kakyoin Part 3 JoJo's. I didn't find it that sad. I didn't find it that sad. I mean, it's okay if you did. It wasn't really up there for me. Saddest backstory when the character got rejected from art school. I don't know what anime you're referring to. I've seen a couple of anime that include art school, but not sure which one you're referencing. I wouldn't put him in like top 10, but I think Shinichi from Parasite is up there. He's definitely not top 10. He's definitely not top 20. I don't even think he's top 50. I don't even think he's top 100. I don't think he's top 200. I just don't think it's that sad. You kind of sound like popular MMOs. I've heard that name before. I just don't know who that is. He was crashing out on Echina and then told them that he's trash for thinking he has it bad. Damn. Was Neon Genesis mentioned? Yes, it has been mentioned. Yes. Is the Assassin's Creed movie? Assassination Classroom movie going to be a prequel filler? So I don't know if it's like a filler, but it's. I don't know when it takes place. I know that it takes place before the end of the movie, before the end of the anime, because of just from the front of just from like the images we've seen of the movie, I can tell it's definitely not past end of series. So it's either, it might be before. I think it's going to probably be more in the middle. I think it's going to be more in the middle. What's my opinion on Oda being a gooner? If he wants to be a gooner, let him be a gooner, I guess. I don't judge. He was born in a different time. Who was? Me? Yes. Saddest backstory in the Ichiraku... Is the Ichiraku ramen guy? Why? Let's see. What about Archer from Fate Stay Night? So Archer, I mean... I get it. I get it. Like, tragic fated hero deal. I don't find it all that sad. Like, it didn't, like, it was a good, I like the writing for it, but like, did I find it to be that sad compared to other things I've seen? Not really. In terms of like how hard it hit me, like maybe like a 6-ish. I didn't really feel that soul crushed from watching that. Ichiraku Ramen Guy deals with the strain of the Rinnegan 24/7. Of course he does. Do I think Gon in Hunter x Hunter was psycho? No. I think the best way to describe Gon. Do you remember when they were looking for rare artifacts to make money for the York New City auction, and then they met that artist guy who evaluated Gon and said he was basically priceless because of how pure neutral Gon was, completely open to different views and careers and philosophies. He didn't judge by any means, and because of that plain canvas that Gon, that blank canvas that Gon was, he just like, that's the way I see Gon. He's not psycho. He's just he's a blank canvas that will, like, he will do whatever is necessary, whatever he views as necessary in that moment. He does not see good. He does not see bad. He sees as, this is like, I see this as being right for me or wrong for me. Like, Gon did not judge Killua for being an assassin, but the second someone tries to hurt one of his friends, he's like, no, you're evil. I'm going to kick your butt. So, like, that's just how Gon is. Who's the guy on the far right? That is Kiros. He is a side character introduced in the Dressrosa arc of One Piece. I think that was more in a reference to his Nen ability and how he could develop it in that sense. Not really. He's an enhancer. So that just like... I mean, no. That wasn't it at all. Like, remember, the artist said, like, the artist explained that he's very good at evaluating works of art and treasures and people. He's very good at evaluating people. He was not evaluating Gon's Nen. He was evaluating him as a person. What is your favorite demon in Demon Slayer? I don't really have one. Don't really care for any of them. I just say Akaza as a default. The only characters I really care about in that entire franchise is like Guillaume, maybe Tanjiro's okay. Zenitsu, Inosuke, probably like current Zenitsu over Inosuke. And then Inosuke, Tanjiro a little bit. Rengoku, I like Rengoku. Dabi is up there. I mean, Dabi is in the Hero Academia verse, sure. Overall, I don't really feel like he's that far up there. Even in Hero Academia, I would choose Eri. I think Kuma's the saddest. I would agree with you. Isn't Brook one of the 7 warlords? No. No, he is not. Kuma was one of the seven warlords, yes, but Brook, no. What about Ultimate Reed Richards, the maker from Marvel Comics? I didn't. Okay, so I watched the Fantastic Four movies. I did not read the comics. William Von Johns from Black Clover. Like, that's not that sad. Like, I understand why you might pick him. Like, he's okay sad. But, eh. Not that high on my list. Yeah, Kuma is the saddest. Again, I agree. Thank you for your perspective. I didn't consider. Yeah, no problem, dude. No problem. That kind of makes Gon a huge hypocrite with questionable. Yeah, Gon here. Yeah, Gon is a hypocrite. Gon is a hypocrite. He will. He is thoughtless and selfish and reckless. He will do whatever he wants in the moment, not thinking about the consequences and how they affect other people. Like he might do good things. You might say he's a good person, but he's definitely like a morally grayish character. Best way to describe Gon is a child who acts on his instincts. Very much so, yes. Like, he's not an evil kid, but like he can do harmful things because he does not think clearly or like critically or even reflect before acting. He's very like instinctive. Who is sadder, Guts or Kuma? I would say Kuma. My theory was strongly based on the character dynamic switch of him in Merger in the Chimera Ant saga. I mean, yeah, I get it. Guts' backstory is the most traumatizing backstory, but not the saddest. I don't even think it's the most traumatizing. I think it's bad. I think it's horrible. Like, I'm not trying to say it's not bad. Obviously, it is. I just think there's worse. I'm gonna make a prediction. Brooks' devil fruit has to do with him being alive. How? I mean, how far in are you, Anthony? Because yeah, how far in are you? I see so much of Luffy in Gon and the other way around. Okay. I don't see. I mean, I can see somewhat what you're talking about in terms of like being instinctive and just kind of going with it and not really thinking things through. Okay, there's that. I think Luffy is a lot more consistent in his actions. Gon is Gon is very much closer to a wild animal than he is Luffy. Than Luffy is. Let's see. Girl from Elfen Lied is a really sad story. So I watched Elfen Lied or Elfen Lied, however it's pronounced. It's sad. Like I guess because I didn't enjoy the anime that much, maybe that's why I'm not that like sad about it. Like it was not a happy story. It's not a happy story. But I think my overall lack of enjoyment of the anime kind of made me go like, I'm not really too. Okay, so you just started Thriller Bark. Okay, so that makes sense to me. That makes sense that you're saying that. Okay, so I am not going to tell you a single thing about Brook. I will just let you find out. Who is your personal favorite MC in New Japan? I can't do that. I can't. Because if you're saying everything after 2010, do you know how many hundreds of anime I've watched since 2010? I've probably seen like 700 anime in not seven, maybe like 7, yeah, around 600 or 700 anime since 2010 or so. So I have no idea. So like, here's the thing: if you're gonna ask me a One Piece question with potential spoilers, if you're gonna ask me something that takes place after Egghead, so like that's going on in Elbaf, I won't know because I'm not reading Elbaf yet, or like I'm just waiting for the anime to come out. Let's see, did I miss anything? Because I have to go in like 2 minutes. Robin's story is pretty sad. Best sports anime, I would say Ippo. The topic is just related to things people may not know about. So like, okay, here's my suggestion. If you think your question is going to be spoiler heavy, I would come to the Discord server, I would ask the question in the anime section, make it a private message, so that way it's blacked out and it's like spoiler warning, and that way if someone wants to see the spoiler, they can click to reveal the spoiler. That's what I would do. Gon and Luffy, Naruto and Goku, and aka Shonen mains are the same character, but you can kind of see aren't the same character, but yes, you can see some similarities. I mean, yes. Also, a lot of those characters take inspiration from their predecessors, so you're gonna see some common themes for sure. Kuma is crazy. Yeah, Kuma is pretty crazy. Did I read the Ippo manga? I did not, but I watched the anime multiple times. What is my opinion on Kaguya from Naruto? So, like, in terms, like, if you're asking Kaguya specifically, I'm fine with the Otsutsuki being there. I'm fine with them being introduced to the series. I don't think it's a bad thing. I think their introduction could have been done better, but I think, like, adding them in general into the Naruto verse is good. It's just, would I have liked them to come in the way that they did? It's not my favorite introduction. My friend said that Thriller Bark was bad until the ending. I somewhat disagree because there are points throughout Thriller Bark that are kind of dull. It does have slow moments, but there's a lot of peak moments throughout the arc, especially the ending. Should I watch Code Geass? I've seen a lot of... Okay, so here's the thing. I say this all the time because I'm not a Code Geass fan. I think it's well done. It wasn't for me. It's well done, but wasn't for me. So I think it's worth trying. And do I know the creator Romans? Yes, Romans D. Sensei. I know most of the creators in the same space, so like Romans D. Sensei, Fexer, Inferno J. I know most of their names, but like the thing is, for one, Romans has no idea who I am. I'm a much smaller channel, and I don't know what we would even do. Where are you at in the story of One Piece? I am up to date on the anime, so finished Egghead. It was a great stream, man. Love there was a general theme today. I mean, we always have a theme. We always have a theme. We always got something. And we don't always have to limit ourselves to, like, only talking about that theme, but we've always got something. Do I like Gaara more before or after he fought Naruto in the Chunin exams? I like him more after. I mean, his introduction was perfect for what it was supposed to be. Like, I think he was perfect. Like, the way he was introduced was exactly what it should have been. I would not have changed that. But his character development to who he is now, or who he was after that fight, I enjoy him more. Do I know when the new Black Clover season is coming out? I think it's coming out in the fall. I don't have an exact date. But I'm pretty sure it's coming out towards the end of the year. You got a J2 out. See you later, J2. I want to ask you about your thoughts on Chopper's Devil Fruit. You mean, okay, so there are theories around Chopper's Devil Fruit, about whether it's like a mythical Zoan that, like, with hidden abilities we haven't seen yet. I have seen no evidence to indicate such. Like, I don't have any reason to believe that. If that's what the question was. What animes are we talking about? Pretty much everything. Like, we've just been talking about the saddest backstories in general. We've literally talked about dozens and dozens and dozens of series this stream. You like Alabasta more than Water 7. Enies Lobby, not sure if that's crazy. I liked Water 7 and Enies Lobby a lot more than Alabasta. So, like, that, I mean, different taste, I guess. I don't think it's crazy. I think that the One Piece has the best world building. For me, it has my favorite world building. I would agree with that. You love Gaara, and I don't mind Boruto as an anime, but they really need to fix Gaara's haircut. I mean, a lot of people don't like his haircut, and fair enough. I don't like it either. I don't disagree with you. Let's say like another, like, let's say 5 more comments, then I gotta go. Why is Kuma left out? He's not. So, like, my TikTok filter doesn't like my pictures that much. That's Kuma's arm right there. I'm sorry. What's my opinion on Rocket Raccoon's backstory from Guardians of the Galaxy? I thought it was a very good backstory. Actually, you're not even the first person to mention him this stream. I like Rocket the Raccoon. His backstory was very, I mean, it wasn't the saddest I've ever seen, but by Marvel standards, I think it's pretty sad. Have I watched the real-life One Piece? I have not seen Season 2. I haven't started. I've seen Season 1. And who is going to think early on Gaara is the best version? Like, you said, a perfect introduction, character development, but like you just... But if you just like when he was weird, then I think you just like villains. As some people like crazy, unstable characters, and I think that's okay. But I like seeing Gaara go from, like, abused, neglected, traumatized, used as a weapon, like, multiple attempted murders, to like, we're going to, like, I want to help you. Like, I don't want to, like genuinely just giving him all the love and support that he's needed all this time. Just giving him what he's needed all this time, and then seeing the transformation from that. Beautiful. Perfect. Would I count the eclipse as Guts' backstory? Not really, because like his backstory would be his story that predates his introduction. So like, I'd say that's part of his story. That is overall part of his overall story. I wouldn't say it's part of his backstory, and I agree the eclipse is awful. If you want to include that in why you think his backstory is like horrible, I would say that's fine. Top one Saddest backstory is Kuma. Let's say one more good comment before we wrap it up. One more good comment. Yes, I've seen Fire Force. I don't think it's absolute cinema. I think it's okay. I think it's okay. And come on, I want one strong comment to end it. What are your theories on what Chopper's Devil Fruit Awakening could look like? So like, if Chopper awakened his Devil Fruit, I don't know. I'm really thinking. I really don't know. I'll give it some time. What about the main character from Fire Punch? I haven't seen Fire Punch. Todoroki has a brilliant story. I'm not sure about brilliant. I think it's good. I think Endeavor's writing is actually fantastic, by the way. Gin Ichimaru. I actually really like... No one has mentioned Gin yet. Gin. No one has mentioned him yet, and I think that's a fair pick. He's not going to be my number one, but I think he's a good pick. Let's see. I think he could transform constantly. Here's the thing. Chopper... What do you mean transform constantly? That's not really... That doesn't mean anything. Like, just... I don't even know what that means. And who do I think has the saddest backstory in MHA? Eri. It's definitely Eri for me. It is not even close for me. Is Steins Gate an upgrade from ReZero, in my opinion? Well, no, because ReZero I really enjoy, and Steins Gate I couldn't stay awake for an episode. Who do I think is the saddest backstory in MHA? I already answered it. I always thought between Eri and Shigaraki. I don't think it's close. I think it's Eri by far. I think Shigaraki has a rough time. Not saying he doesn't, but I'm definitely more on Eri's side. Definitely more on Eri's side. Lemillion is the anime version of Superman. I mean, not really. If you're talking backstory, no. If you're talking like mentality and how they like to save people and make them smile, depends on which iteration of Superman, because I've seen some questionable Supermans. Shunsui Kyoroku, Loki, sad backstory. I don't think I know that one. Oh wait, no, Shunsui. Yes, no, okay, I know Shunsui. I didn't recognize the last name for some reason. I mean, kinda. Not the saddest. It's crazy how Mirio was beating up Nomu with raw strength. Mirio trained so absurdly hard. Mirio trains so hard to do the things that he does, because his powers are so complicated and hard to master. Like, dude worked hard. Yes, why wouldn't Corazon count? How much do I bicep curl? Depends on which curl variation. You're on episode 42 of JJK, and it's really good. I'm glad you're enjoying it. I thank you, Itachi. What about Kiritsugu? Emiya from Fate Zero. So Emiya, I don't think he's that sad. I don't think his story's that sad. It's like, okay, he survived in an event where most people died. Now he wants to be a hero, and he sees himself as like, his dream is to be a hero, and he's big on self-sacrifice and like selflessness. I don't know. I mean, it's a fine story, just not that sad. Have no restrictions on going giant and that doesn't make any sense. To have no restrictions on your transformations or your size, that objectively makes no sense. That doesn't make any sense. Are you going to be trying out Pokopia? I would love to, but I don't have the budget for it. I would love to. I'm currently playing Pokemon Red, though. I got Fire Red. Where can I find your Discord? If you go to my link tree on any of my platforms, my YouTube, my TikTok, if you go to my link tree, everything is there. My Discord, TikTok, YouTube, Twitch, Patreon, everything. It's all there. Have a good day, man. See you later, Jacob. Let's see. Tomorrow is Thursday. No, tomorrow's Thursday. So we will be live again tomorrow on here. Kuma, yes. You don't need to spam. Ryan, you don't need to spam. I agree with you, but please don't spam chat. Have a nice. I was saying nice day to someone else. I would buy Fire Red if it didn't suck without an automatic XP all. Here's the thing. My only complaint about Pokemon Red is like playing it as is it's very slow. Like if you're, walking through a cave, the constant triggers of fights and like how long it takes to go through the animations and the actions. It's slow. It's slow. I think if I had like a speed multiplier, that would make things a lot more pleasant. Overall, I'm having a good time with it. The old Pokemon games were very slow. Yeah, but I'm still having a good time, but it is slow. Okay, so now I really do have to go. I'll just read whatever's on the screen. I've watched AOT and Death Note. Do I have an anime beginner recommendations? I'd say Erased. Yes, Gara is very high on my list, and we'll say these last two comments. The sound effect when Pokemon used to get low was terrifying. It used to cause me more stress than it does now, and we'll end on this next one. Do I have a set time for my streams? So normally, here's the thing. Right now, things are very up in the air, and here is why. I just moved. I just got back from dog sitting on top of that. I'm going to San Diego next week, or like in a little over a week, so that's going to throw off my schedule again. And when I get back from San Diego, I'm starting a third job. So once I get my third job, things will settle down into more of a routine. I did have a set schedule before this where it was like Twitch would be 5 days a week from like 9:30, 10 o'clock to 12. And then like YouTube and TikTok would be like 1 or 2 p.m. to like 3 or 4. But right now, due to the chaotic nature, I'm pretty much just doing lives when I can. So I'm still going on Twitch as often as I can. I'm here every day. I am here every single day. Typically closer to 5 p.m. Eastern Standard, 4:35 p.m. Today I got on a bit earlier because we're expecting a rainstorm, so we're going to lose power. Well, there's a good chance we're going to lose power, so I figured better to do it before the storm. Point is, I do have a set schedule. Just things are kind of messy right now. I think once I get back home from San Diego, we'll have a routine, like a normal routine. Like you can tune in any day of the week. You know exactly when I'm going to be here. Until then, I post on the Discord, hey guys, I'm going live today on this time, and like I'll be live from 9 to 11 or 1 to 2 or whatever it is. I do apologize for that. Lose power on a rainstorm, is that normal? It's it's not normal rain. We're expecting like a huge like ice storm, like frozen power lines, down trees, all that kind of stuff. I'll be sure to follow on Discord. I appreciate that. But now we really do have to go. I have to make dinner. So I will see you guys tomorrow on Twitch and Discord, Twitch and here. So guys, we'll wrap it up here. Let me just, where'd my YouTube chat go? Where'd my OBS go?